Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here today on this maybe a little wet but still really exciting occasion of breaking ground for two new affordable homes here in Worcester. I recently had the opportunity to have a conversation with a woman who grew up in one of our local Habitat homes. She told me that when she was young, her father passed away, and her mom was a single mom who was working multiple jobs. And she said, there is no way that we would have been able to live the life that we did if it wasn't for Habitat. And we got to help build it. She had wonderful memories to share. She's now grown, has a family of her own, and is living outside of that home. But affordable housing makes a generational difference in the lives of families, and we're so happy to continue that work here. We're honored today to be joined by our congressman, our mayor, and our city councilor, one of Habitat's newest partner families, and by all of you. Our construction crew, led by the esteemed Paul Rebello, has been hard at work clearing out this site and getting it ready so we can begin construction. And I know that our crew of regular volunteers are excited to wrap up the work that they've been doing on Harrison Street and begin raising walls on these homes. Habitat has launched an aggressive plan to complete 30 homes in the next 3 years, and we are beyond grateful for all of your support to help us achieve that goal. Please join me in welcoming Congressman Jim McGovern.
Well, I want to thank Debbie, and I want to thank Joe and Joe Petty, George Russell, our city officials. I want to thank all of you. Look, I love this city, and every day I'm amazed by all the progress that is being made, all the new development, all the new businesses. But what concerns me is that it's expensive to be able to purchase a home here, to be able to live here. And we need to be more dedicated to making sure that we have affordable housing for everybody who wants to live in this great city. And I want to thank Habitat for Humanity in particular for making it possible for two families to be able to have affordable housing right here in this beautiful city. And I know that they will have a great life here when all this is completed, and they will love this city as much as I do. But we have to start getting more serious about dedicating funding to make sure that we're not just talking about, two families here and two families there. We need to have a more dedicated funding source on the federal level, at the state level, to make sure that everybody has an opportunity to live where they want to live. And so I'm somebody who believes that basic housing is a human right. People ought to have access to good, affordable housing so they can have a good life and raise their families. But over the years, I've had the honor of being with Habitat at a number of these kinds of ceremonies where we break ground to build new housing. And by the way, the housing they build is quality housing, is the kind of housing we all admire and respect and we want more of. And so we can't thank you enough. We appreciate your mission. We appreciate your compassion. We appreciate your humanity. And that's why so many government officials are here. And to everybody who's here, who from the neighborhood, who support Habitat for Humanity, thank you, thank you, thank you. And this is, let me just close with this. If you don't turn on the news, because a lot of crazy stuff happening in the world. But right here, in Worcester, at this site, something magnificent is happening, something positive, something good. And it's just wonderful to be here to celebrate good news. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Congressman. And thank you for all of the work that you do to advocate for affordable housing at the national level. Now I'd like to welcome our board president, Joe Frank.
Thank you, Debbie. Hello, and thank you. And thank you, Congressman, Mayor, Councilman. In 1985, Habitat for Humanity Greater Worcester started to build. And it was in the city of Worcester that our first 5 rehabs were constructed. And then we've gone on since then with the wonderful partnership with the city to build 28 additional homes, 25 additional homes. And now we have 3 in Harrison Street that are coming to conclusion, and these 2. And that will be 30. And that is 30 homes out of a total of 58. That is more than 50% of our builds and rehabs are in this city. And it's a testament to the support that we get from all of you, the continued support that we look forward to with the city, and to help our mission of building homes, community, and hope. So thank you.
Thanks, Joe. Next, I'm honored to introduce Mayor Joseph Petty.
Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Deb. And Joe, thank you. I know it's been a while since COVID, but we did our last project on Harrison Street, and glad to see you out here today. And Deb, and thank you for being here. And I'm glad you're here. The first 5 projects were here in the city of Worcester. We'll take the next 30 that you want to do. Okay. Because we have a fine housing department with Peter Dunn, Jim Brooks, and the whole housing department here in the city of Worcester. People you can work with and get things done. And because this is, we all know, affordable housing is needed so much here in the city of Worcester through the state of Massachusetts, and it's through good partnerships like this we can provide these homes. And I was talking to Peter, you're one of the first recipients of the Housing Trust Fund to get this done. So, and Peter and Jim worked pretty hard on that, and Eric Batista, and so this is important to us. And if you want to come back, we're more than willing to have you. I just want Rebecca, look forward to you doing your sweat equity here in the at this building, coming here. But you what's good about what the Habitat does, you have impact on people here in the city of Worcester in their lives. You change lives, and this was important to us. So I'm proud to stand here with Jim McGovern, George Russell, and the city administration, because Worcester does, like Jim was saying, he loves the city, we love the city. It's a city that has its act together when it comes to this. We're investment. We work well with people, and we make a difference. So I want to congratulate you here, and looking for the next project here in the city of Worcester. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mayor. It really does take all of us. It takes leadership at all levels, from the volunteers all the way up through the government and our dedicated board of directors to really make all of this happen. It also takes our resident leaders and our city councilors. I'd like to welcome George Russell.
Thank you. Thank you, folks. As she said, my name is George Russell. I'm the district city councilor. I've been the district city councilor for 12 years now, and it's by no mistake. I grew up 2 houses away over there, just over the horizon, not even over the horizon, just out of the view. My daughter still lives in that house. My family, my roots are in this neighborhood, and I know that this will be a great addition. Many of the folks over the years had hoped that this lot that was owned by the city would be used for a fire station, but with the large fire apparatus that they have today, that was unrealistic because it wouldn't fit in any building that we could ever fit on this lot. So the city put this property up for sale, and there will be it's really not only a 1-4 or a 2-4, it's a 3-4. Because there are 2 Habitat for Humanity homes that are being put here, but there's also another single-family residential. These are going to be single-family, but another single-family residential occupant of one of the neighbors had a family member that bid on this when these properties were up for bid. And then to add extra bonus to it, the money from the lot sales will actually go back into the Housing Trust Fund, which will help other folks and other projects as we try to fight to put out affordable housing throughout the city and throughout this corner of the city. So with that, I welcome Habitat. I offer my support. I was disappointed when I met the neighbor from another town. I thought she was going to be here. I was ready to walk her around the neighborhood and introduce her to everybody. But we'll have that opportunity, I'm sure, very soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilor. Finding lots like this, finding properties for us to build on is an ongoing challenge for us, and we are always looking for new places and new opportunities to build more homes. We've worked so closely with the city's Office of Economic Development and really partnered with them so much throughout the years. We wouldn't have been able to accomplish as many builds in Worcester without them. Please welcome Peter Dunn.
Well, thank you, Debbie. It really is a great day. As we know, we're facing a housing crisis, so all these partnerships and the work of Habitat in particular to get these projects happening is really critical for us to address that need. And like what has been said already, but really when you think about this project, there's so much to like about it, really not one thing negative to think about. But I want to recognize our team because, as was mentioned by Councilor Russell, we have been scouring the city for any city-owned properties that we could put back to productive use. So you have an underutilized lot like this, and we have Paul Morano and Rachel Pressey from our team in special projects who have been looking everywhere, getting that bid kind of paperwork done, making sure that we can get these opportunities out on the street and work with folks like Habitat to create these opportunities. And then also Jim Brooks and Jeanette Tozer from our housing division. As many of you know, it's a very new affordable housing trust fund that we've established with the support of the City Council. So making sure that we have as many resources as possible to really come together and make these projects happen. And I think this is a great example because smaller projects like this too can happen faster. So we know this crisis, it's been very significant, and some of the bigger projects, while they create more units, and that's important, sometimes those take years to get done, years to get the financing for. And so with a new tool in our toolbox like the trust fund, we can get these projects going a lot faster. And certainly want to make sure that we're creating not just opportunities for rental housing, but home ownership. And so these kinds of lots that have that ability for a single family or maybe a two family to create opportunities for wealth creation and home ownership are really critical to our overall strategy. And so really just want to take that moment to say thank you to Habitat, Debbie, and your entire team for your partnership. And we look forward to hopefully 30 more to come. So thank you.
Thank you, Peter. We are thrilled to be working with the Housing Trust Fund in Worcester. It's a new process. It's a new process for them. It's a new one for us. We're so grateful, Jeanette, for all of your help in helping us navigate this process together. And we look forward to a long partnership. The reason that we do all this, though, is for our families. The conversation that I'd had recently with the woman who grew up in one of our Habitat homes, that's the story. That's the purpose, and that's what drives us. I'd like to now welcome Rebecca Queenie, who is one of Habitat's newest family partners.
Oh, I feel famous.
You are famous. Look at you.
Hi, my name is Rebecca, and as she said, I am the newest Habitat family, and I'll be located in Holliston. Quickly, I have two daughters who are in high school in Holliston, and I was lucky enough to decide to have my family there. And we were struck when their dad was afflicted with a mental illness that we lost him to, and our housing was put in peril. Rentals in Holliston are very hard to come by. I do currently live in a rental. It's in disrepair where the utilities run very, very high. It's really scary to think about moving my children from the place they call home, the community, the town. And Habitat has afforded me the opportunity to stay in that town and build a home and continue to raise my children there and give them more stability and hope and just thrive and continue on that way, where home ownership wouldn't have been an opportunity in the town that we live in. And I'm sorry that I sound a little bit, but it's an amazing opportunity, and it is about a partnership. It comforts me to not know I'm doing this alone, and that I have everybody helping me and the volunteers and everybody reaching out to help me on this path to stay there. And it's only, one letter difference between hope and home, but it's such a huge difference. It's such a huge difference. So I can't thank you enough for all your time and energy to make affordable housing a priority for so many families and my family. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Well, it was hailing at our office a couple miles away just a half an hour ago. I don't think there's any argument that we are blessed. We would like to bless this property as well before we begin these builds, and I would like to welcome Reverend William Seals to do that honor for us.
Thank you, Debbie. Trinity Church of Northborough is a longtime supporter of the Metro West Greater Worcester Habitat of Humanity, and I'm glad to be representing the church on this momentous occasion this afternoon. We understand, even though we're in Northborough, that we're connected to the city of Worcester, and your future is our future, and so we understand that connection, and we're happy to be of support for this project. I'm reminded of something Ralph Waldo Emerson said. He said, "A house is made with walls and beams, but a home is made with love and dreams." And so I want to thank this local affiliate of Habitat of Humanity and everyone involved of making the dream of the residents that will be built here at 521 and 523 Sunderland Road possible. And thanks to the provider of the materials and volunteers who will build the walls and beams of the houses here with love, thereby making these houses homes for the families who need them. Won't you join me in this blessing? Spirit of life, giver of every good and perfect gift, we give thanks for this momentous day. We give thanks for this local affiliate of Habitat for Humanity, for the generosity of its supporters, and for the notable work its volunteers do to build homes, strengthen communities, and provide hope for local families and our veterans. We especially give thanks on this groundbreaking today, on which 2 new homes will be built here in the city of Worcester. May all who have a part in building these homes and for the families who live in them be blessed. And when these 2 homes are built, may good fortune follow all who pass through their doors. May the floors provide a place for its dwellers to stand and belong. May the walls provide them structure, stability, and strength. May the windows be open to seeing new visions and possibilities for life. May each room soak in the sounds of love and laughter, and may the roof over their heads provide them safety, shelter, and sanctuary. Spirit of life, this is our prayer. Amen.
Thank you very much, Reverend. Thank you again, everyone, for coming out today. The rain held off for us, so we're good. I look forward to seeing you all out here as we start the construction in our next couple of months here. Please watch your step on the way out. We'll do a little bit of ceremonial shovels and hats, and some pictures. All right. See, we've got all the support. Thanks, everybody.
How can I help assign people to shovels?